A man has to know himself. Man has to be evaluated every day, carefully scrutinized to know where he's vulnerable and know exactly who he is so he doesn't overreach or overreact, or so that he's sufficiently cautious. But if he's too cautious, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and he's paralyzed to act. And he always needs a physical evaluation, a performance evaluation. If he can do it, if he says he can do it, he has to be in a position to be able to be challenged, questioned, interrogated, and he has to, you could always say, prove it, show me. Don't talk so much, show me if you can do it. Then do it. Show me what you got. You have to be willing to put up or shut up is my philosophy or my belief. And you need to have, again, that mindset which emblazons, inoculates the mind. I'm going to get hurt out there. You have to somehow come to terms with, face the fear, terror, panic response, and tell yourself, I'm going to get hurt. It begins with that. And it also begins, if you're my age at 80, you must spend time with Thanatos riding on your shoulders. That's the death instinct. As there is a life instinct, I think there is also a death instinct. I'm of course alluding to Dr. Freud. Now, you have to go back to the past in a very productive way and make it work for you in the present. You must know how to apprehend and capture the past and hold it prisoner and interrogate it very thoroughly. Keep changing perspectives and look at it through so many different lenses, so many different attitudes. And you have to come into a situation in such a way that you cannot be read emotionally, and in such a way that you become yourself an empty vehicle so that you can fully empathize, and I mean to do that with any opponent. You know you're going to get wounded. It's a question of how you're going to react to those wounds and how much salt you can take poured into the wounds to learn the lesson you need to learn about where you're vulnerable, about who you are. You don't know who you are. Don't make the dangerous mistake of assuming who you are until you get out there in the environment. And don't ask me how to test it. You have to figure that out on an individual basis. This is an individual thing. There's some ethics, some morality, traditional values, if you want to consider that. I think it's all a bunch of garbage. Those traditional values, ethics, and morality, I think is a bunch of garbage. I think it's all an empirical situation. I think it's all subject to forthright debate where you have argument and evidence presented in a supporting context. But most contexts you don't have the time, social context, the time, the tolerance, and the patience to listen to a long argument. So you have to get it out colorfully, persuasively, emphatically, or you won't be heard. And of course, that's not the formula for finding out the truth with a small t. That's just the formula for survive and win an argument. And that's all. But in the final analysis, the knowing that it's all trivial anyway, it doesn't mean anything. An hour from now, what's it going to mean? Unless it's a power argument. If you don't have any power, you don't have any connection, then what's it going to mean? What does it mean anyway? It stands for nothing. You just killed a little time, and you thought you were accomplishing a lot. You didn't accomplish anything. All you did was spin on the dime. And I'm sorry to say, a lot of life is just spinning on a dime.